but Sam's here.
She is here.
Hey, we're doing an IG story live. IG live, frick, I don't know. Instagram, social media, yay! But we have Sam WITWER here.
Yes.
Everybody, shout out to our cool guest. I'm gonna keep this here, this little live stream going on the desk so we can see what's going on for a brief moment since a bunch of people are watching, 113 people.
That's cool.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for bearing the Los Angeles traffic to get here.
No problem.
How was it? Was it bad?
Well, you know what? Actually, not bad today at all.
Okay.
I'm kind of confused because it was during rush hour and it was like less than an hour.
What the heck?
And it feels like I got shortchanged because rush hour in LA to the Fox lot is usually like an hour and a half, 2 hours,
Oh,
right?
yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
So then what do you think happened? People are still on breaks?
I think so.
People are
I think
still-
people aren't even back yet from break.
Yeah.
They're just all like.
I'm the same. I was not ready for today.
It is weird though.
But
Have
I
you-
did it.
Right, you got
Yeah.
here. So what's
I
their
did.
excuse for
I
making
don't
my
know.
drive easy?
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of holidays, what did you do? Did you do anything fun?
Yeah. Went back home, hung out, did all
Home
kinds
is
of. Home is
just so
Chicago.
people know. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I went home to Los Angeles
Los
and
Angeles,
hung out.
went to my house.
And I hung out. Went to Chicago and
Cool.
went to museums I haven't been to in a long time.
Oh,
Went to the
any
art,
particular ones we
the
should check out? Because I
Art
love Chicago. I've only
Institute.
been once.
The Art Institute is
Okay.
really cool.
Okay.
And
I went to which one? I think it was the dinosaurs one. Which
Field
one?
Museum.
Yeah, that one.
Went there as well.
Yeah, that one's really cool.
Dinosaurs. Tons of dinosaurs.
There were some parts of it that were closed off though, like they weren't completely open or something.
Yeah.
So we had to.
Because people got eaten because of the dinosaurs.
Right, because of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense.
Totally happens. Yeah.
What else did you do? Anything else?
Slept a lot.
Oh, good.
Slept a lot. Like I'm now back in LA and I'm sleeping till like the past couple days I slept. Well, not today, but the day before yesterday I slept till 10 a.m., which is unheard of for me.
So usually you're up like you're an early bird person.
Around
Because 10 a.m.
7.
is pretty normal for me.
Right. Well,
Or 11.
It used to be for me. I used to like sleep till really late, and then I couldn't for years, and then somehow because of this break, I've been like sleeping really well.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
And is that something that as an actor you have to like fine tune or you stop? You have to stop sleeping.
Well, I mean, when I was the show that I did in your hometown, Montreal.
Shout out to my stomping ground.
That's right.
Old stomping ground.
We shot a show called Being Human there, and ever since then, getting up at like 4 a.m. every day, I just haven't been able to sleep in ever since we shot that show. And so me sleeping until 10, I'm like, I can't.
So meaning that now you'd wake up at 4 a.m. every day?
Well, it's been modified. Now it's like 7 a.m., 6 or 7 a.m.
Okay.
And now for the past few days, it's like I slept till like 9 today. I think. It was amazing.
That's
cool.
crazy because I definitely sleep
Yes.
till like
What's
11.
What's up?
What's
Am I
up,
in
man?
shot?
Yeah, you're in your
I
shot.
good?
You've got
I'll get
your
there.
Kyle
Sorry.
cam set up over there.
It's cool. I'll try not to intrude too
We're
much.
talking
Just
about
kidding.
waking up late, also what he did in the holidays. Apparently.
What time do you wake up?
7:38 most times. That's like, and then it feels good. Any earlier than that, I'm just screwed the rest of the day. But
I've been like 8 or 9 lately, but
8 or 9.
in the past it's definitely been like 10, 11.
yeah, you sleep in. Yeah.
But I worked a 9 to 5 for like so long that I felt like, I can maybe, now that I work on my own and I freelance, I can wake up whenever I want.
It feels good getting up early because you have so much more time to like. I'll do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like,
Whoa,
oh, it's
your
only
chair's
12. Yeah, what's up with my
squeaky.
chair? What's going on? We good? Am I on the Phantom cam?
He's
I
on
saw
the
that
Phantom
just for a
cam.
second.
There's the Phantom cam.
I'm gonna trade chairs. Back,
Okay,
guys.
Kyle's gonna trade chair.
Yeah. I'll be back.
Oh man.
Sorry for derailing.
No, this is great. This is good, great
Is there another
content,
chair?
guys.
That's right.
Guys, if you have any questions for Sam, please drop them in the chat. We're going to see if we can pin a few and see if we can get your questions answered on the show.
Yes.
Somebody says they loved Being Human. Such a great show.
We loved making it.
I agree.
We loved making it. We liked it. It was
Are you
fun.
still friends with a lot of the cast
Oh yeah.
members?
Oh yeah. We were close then. We're close now. It's fantastic.
And a lot of them, I'm seeing a lot of them on different shows now.
Mm-hmm.
Like what was I think it was Sam's character or who? Not your character, but the guy who played the werewolf.
Yeah, Sam Huntington.
Sam Huntington.
Whose
I
name
knew
is
his name
also
was
Sam.
I just couldn't like put the two together. But so he's now on Good Girls.
Is he really?
I think I saw him on there.
Cool.
Just in the last season.
What a good friend I am.
Right?
Great.
Yeah, you totally did
That's awesome.
But that's great. Do you always do you ever, I don't know, hang out with them outside of stuff? Because they're all Los Angeles based now?
Megan is in Hawaii a lot, so we don't
Okay.
see her as much. She's doing Hawaii 5-0. Huntington,
Whoa,
I
Hawaii
see
5-0.
every now and then. And Kristen Hager every now and then, but she's in and out of town as well. So.
Okay. I also saw her in something recently too.
Yeah.
But that's really great.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a
No, we were.
lovely show.
It was like we had no money, and they were like, make a show, and we all liked hanging out with each other, and so we were always just exhausted. We had cripplingly long hours,
right.
but we liked making the show because we liked each other, we liked the writers, we liked the crew. It was great.
What were you
Goodbye,
doing?
Instagram.
Bye,
Instagram.
I kind of just let that one running. Forgot it was happening. Come watch on caffeine. Did I say that?
I already turned it off. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're good. It's okay. They know where to go on the bio. Let's talk about Supergirl because you're on that show now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I now drop in every now and then. I say,
Okay.
hi, can I cause some trouble for you? And then I cause trouble, and then I
you
take
deck
off.
out.
Yeah, because I was their villain in the previous season.
That's right.
Now I'm just an occasional troublemaker.
Oh,
I guess.
but
Yeah.
are you still the same? You're still
Still the same guy.
character.
Still the same guy.
But now you
Yeah.
come in every now and then, and they
cause-
try to put you back.
Try to put me, and I'm like, I won't be denied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, really nice people on that show.
Yeah, you've told me about that. So
Yeah.
it's been a great experience being on that show. Is there anything that you took away from it that you?
Money.
That's great. That's always a good answer.
That's what I mean by they're very nice.
That's always a good answer.
No, friendships. I still
Good pivot.
Yeah, you like that? It was good.
It's wonderful.
But I'm
Big
being,
sacks of friendship.
but I'm being all the friendship money can buy. No, but I'm actually being honest because the people on the show are really, really nice. So
it shows in the show.
Yeah,
the
I
way
see
that they
them.
create-
I
yeah.
hang out with these people now, so
Yeah.
which is not always, as you know, you do
Right.
a job and you're like, they're
Hey,
great,
bye.
and
Yeah.
then I'll never see
You're
them
like
again.
a family for
Yeah.
like a
Right.
brief moment.
We're like a
and then-
family, and then you're like, I don't
5
know.
o'clock
I
hits.
forgot.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Who are
Right.
you? What's your name?
So these folks I actually
Yeah.
have genuine friendships with,
Good.
which is cool. So,
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah. It's
I
not
think
bad.
if I ever were to act, I would love to play villains. I think that'd be I could never
Yeah.
act. I don't have that ability, but playing a villain would be so
You've
fun.
mostly played villains. I just
Mostly.
realized.
Feels like I mostly have. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Do you
Yeah.
think that that's like something that's just, I don't know, comes across in how you look, or like what do you think that thing is?
It's it's like this like bony protrusion
The brow.
thing.
brow.
This giant thing, and they're like, that guy is up to no good. You know, he's just brooding, and if he's brooding about
That means
hurting people.
killing people.
Yeah.
Being really bad to people.
So what you're saying is you have murder face.
Murder face. Resting murder face. Yeah.
Perfect. Patented,
God.
trademarked.
That's so good.
I'm gonna get paid now.
We should steal that.
I'm actually smiling right now.
I know.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be scary. I'm really happy.
Oh my God.
He has the broody brow. There's a lot of
Oh,
good questions.
I love these questions actually. Star Wars guy, totally random, not a
Not
Star Wars question.
Star
Do
Wars
you
guy.
have a favorite Lord of the Rings character?
Okay. You
That
know,
is so
maybe
random.
Gollum. Maybe Gollum is my guy.
Yeah,
Really?
villain.
Well, I mean, he had a tough life, that guy.
know.
They
Sympathetic.
stole it from him.
Yeah.
His own. His
And
precious.
he was possessed by the ring.
That's
I
right.
mean, not his fault.
That's right.
Not his fault.
Thieves. Those are the bad guys. The hobbits are the bad
Yeah, the
guys.
Right.
Hobbits.
Why do you love him so much? Why do you love him?
He looks like young Dolph Lundgren. Are you talking about me?
I think
Oh,
so.
perhaps, yeah. I don't
That's a
think
hell of a
we're talking
compliment.
about-
Can I try it? Here we go.
All right.
I must break you.
Yeah.
You will
Freaking
lose.
yes. Somebody needs to clip
You
that
gotta
out.
say, if he
Put it
dies,
up
he
on
dies.
Twitter.
Oh God! What
Yeah.
a terrible thing to say when your opponent is dying.
Yeah, if he
You know, he
dies.
punches Apollo Creed so hard, the guy is now hemorrhaging, and he's like, "I defeat the real champion. If he dies, he dies." And people are like, "Whoa!" That's a PR nightmare right there.
you-
He shouldn't
Oh
have.
my God.
Did you hear the story? It's like, I don't know if it's an urban legend or true, but there was these guys, they were doing a home invasion in a house in Mexico, I guess, and they had the lady like tied up, and apparently on the wall was a photo of her husband, and it's Dolph Lundgren, and they just took off. It's like a Reddit favorite story. I don't know if it's true.
I've never
Someone
heard
Snopes it. Someone in the
Someone
comments.
look it up.
But can you imagine being so threatening? They just see a picture of you, like, no, I'm out.
Bye.
Dolph Lundgren is the guy.
You know what's
Forget
funny? Like when they were going to do a Crow movie, a new one, based on the comic book, because in the comic book, Eric Draven is changing, like, he has car trouble. And T-Bird's gang shows up. If you guys know The Crow, it's about spoiler alert, it's about a guy who gets killed, comes back to life, and avenges him and his girl's murder. But in the comic book, he's doing car stuff, and these guys come by and they go, "Hey, can we help you out?" And it's T-Bird and the bad guys, and they get out and they murder him and they do terrible things, to his girl and really bad things. And he's like, so they were gonna hire Jason Momoa.
Oh,
Which, you know, Brandon Lee, I understood. You're like, Brandon Lee,
yeah.
he's like this young musician, he gets murdered. Jason Momoa, it'd be like, you know, he's like working on the car, and the bad guys come up like, hey, you need any help? No, guys, I got this. And they're like, roll credits. Every time I call your name. You know, like, he won the crow. Like, nothing bad ever happened.
never stops.
They're just like, hey, man, oh, shit, let's get out of here.
Why was that small mountain walking on the car?
Exactly. The version of the crow that he does never actually dies or gets into a fight. You know?
Hilarious.
I'm trying to look it up to see if that's a real story.
Brandon Lee makes sense because it's like he's like 6 feet and he's not, you know, he's not huge, he's not small, but you can imagine, you know, he's very scary when he paints himself up, but he's a normal guy.
Yeah, total normal.
The idea of Jason Momoa, I'm like, that's terrifying.
No.
If I'm the bad guys, I am not going after
Not
him.
messing with that one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Another question about your album. Actually, speaking of, we have Revenge of the Crushed Tones.
Revenge of the Crushed Tones.
That's,
Yeah,
I
thanks
was
for
looking
bringing
at
this
that.
by.
No problem.
We
no
get
problem.
to keep this?
Yeah, I didn't give. That's for you. It's for the
That album art is
amazing.
amazing.
Christmas spirit.
It's the album artwork. Okay, bring those two as well. Incredible album. Look at the back as well. It's got this 1950s. I love it.
Yeah.
I haven't even had a chance to take a good look at it. So what was the inspiration for the artwork and everything?
The inspiration for the artwork.
And the album. I want to know everything.
It's all the same. Okay, so the artist who created this artwork is a Lucasfilm artist named Amy Beth Christensen, and she created the art, a lot of the art. She was a big concept artist for Force Unleashed.
Oh.
So she created the concept for the Starkiller character, which helped me get hired because she happened to create concept art that looked a lot like me.
Oh.
And not that she knew who I was or anything, she just happened to paint something. And so I'm like, then you will always make me. Make me. Do it and make it me.
So good. And there you are right there.
Yeah, so.
Those brooding, sorry, the murder face.
Murder
face. Resting murder face.
Resting murder face.
Resting murder face.
That's
so
incredible.
The whole concept with the album is like, I just wanted to make something that people would say there's not really anything quite like that.
There is nothing like it.
Yeah, then that's whether that's good or bad.
And I agree.
Whether that's good or bad, that's the goal. The idea is, I mean, what I liked to do was to take a bunch of different genres of music and different decades of music going from the 1950s to modern day, and just take little pieces from different decades.
That aesthetic.
And smash them together and see if I can make a song that makes sense. Crash them together and see if it makes sense. And and now you have an album. Yeah. There you go.
And you do a lot of your recording at home?
I do.
Okay,
I
cool.
do.
And you work with other musicians. I think I met a drummer friend of yours.
Yeah, you met Tim. Yeah. Tim Hibben is my drummer, and then I have a few guest appearances on the album that are quite notable.
Let's see.
But is it on the back?
Oh no, I don't see it. So you'll have to.
It's in the liner notes.
Oh, okay. You'll have to tell us then.
Yeah, but it's basically it's me playing all the instruments, Tim playing the drums, and then some nice little the surprise guests that I'll let people discover.
Yeah. You guys go get the Crash Tones.
And
they can find it. Just look up the Revenge of the Crash Tones.
Yeah, you can get it on like Amazon and stuff like that. And but it's just it's a very strange album, and hopefully it makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense.
Well,
to
I think you've always talked about how you kind of were a musician before you were an actor.
That's what I wanted to be anyway. Yeah.
Okay. Who are your inspirations or idols?
You know, okay. I mean, I will fully. I'd love to plug this guy's work.
Yes, do
Mike
it.
Patton.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Well, a similar sound, a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. You know what it
There's
is?
some inspiration there.
I actually love Mike Patton so much.
Or what's his
Mr.
name?
Bungle.
Mr.
Bungalow.
Are you familiar with him?
No, not at all.
I think
Yeah,
I
Mr.
tried
Bungle.
to introduce Kyle to some of his
Really?
stuff, or I remember trying to play some of his songs.
What did I say about it?
I don't remember.
It's
Because you also have particular taste, but I think you would like his
I like
stuff.
a lot of stuff actually, but
I know.
I stick with like pretty much just metal music and rap. That's like the two lanes I'm in.
His kind of borders on. It's definitely got metal. Like he definitely.
He's all over the.
Yeah, but he's all over the map when it comes to it. The thing is about him is he's like such a great vocalist, and he does so many different experiments.
You can't really say what his style is.
It's true.
And so
It's true.
growing up with him, you kind of go, well, then there's no excuse to be stuck in a box. I mean, there's definitely
anything.
there's James Brown influence in there. There's There's like some Duran Duran type Depeche Mode-y stuff in there. But if there was an artist who I feel like set the bar for making weird stuff, that's the guy.
Definitely the guy.
So
I would have to say, knowing who he is.
Yeah.
You'd have to do a bit of research if you guys aren't
Well, you got
familiar.
to show me some of his stuff.
I'll definitely have to show you some of his stuff.
Yeah.
Because I for a time there, I did listen to a lot of his. I worked at a music store in
That's
Montreal.
right, you did, and I bought a guitar at that music store.
Yeah, Steve's Music Store.
Yeah.
So they a lot of Mike Patton fans in there
You know what?
who worked at the place.
I recorded some of the stuff on this album with
that
the
good-
guitar that I bought in Montreal at
there
that
you go.
music store.
What
It's
a small
full circle.
world.
It's a
You're getting
tiny world.
left-handed.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Kyle. What would I do without him?
I'll get you. I'll get you.
Oh,
nailed it.
God,
Without
thank
that.
you.
I almost shit the bed on that
I didn't
one.
want to steal it from you, but
I
I was
just
looking. I was
swore.
like, should I get
Someone's
that?
got to do something.
Yeah.
Someone's got to
I
make a
just
move.
owe some money.
Naomi owes $1.
$1. Okay,
Naomi,
thank
$1.
you so much. We are reaping the
What a
there's
small
gonna be money
world.
by the end of this show. I don't know what we're gonna get. A really fancy statue of some kind.
Yes.
All right, so that's some music stuff. But of course, we want to talk about Star Wars.
Yeah, let's talk about Star Wars.
Yes, so you are two characters. I was correct in saying that, right? You're two characters in the Star
Someone in
Wars
the chat said you were
franchise.
3.
I've been a few.
Three characters.
I've been a few.
All right, tell us about those characters.
Well, the characters that are
Outside and known.
I'm sort of in McDermott's. I'd like to think understudy. So when he's too busy, I do the Emperor for video games and stuff like that.
Well, there you go.
So, but that's not really
That's
my
cool.
character. That's not mine.
Darth Maul is your character.
Well, yeah, I guess. I
I
he
would
is.
say yes.
I voiced the guy. I always want to pay respect to Ray Park, who originated the character physically and really brought a sense of malice and fear. And so I have to. I share that character, I think, with Ray, and he's been gracious to share that character with me. And we worked together on Solo when it was both of us on screen. And in fact, in Clone Wars, it is still both of us because now we've brought him over to our side, and he mocaps
No
Maul
way. Oh,
for
there
Clone
you go.
Wars.
That's
So
perfect.
I'm continuing to voice, but now you're going to
I
get
didn't know
that
they did
physical.
mocap for Clone Wars.
You know what? They made an
experimenting?
experiment. They wanted to do it for a very specific sequence in the episodes, and I can't give away too much.
Okay.
But it needed to be
But it's
Ray.
coming up.
It's coming up.
Oh.
And they needed to be Ray.
Okay.
And Ray not only performed it, but choreographed it. And
Wow.
so, and when you see it, you know that's Ray.
Juicy.
It's really cool.
That's juicy.
This is juicy.
So
I want to know more about these upcoming episodes.
yeah, so Maul. In terms of other characters, there's a character called the Sun in the Clone Wars, which I played.
You good?
I always
And-
spill water on myself.
I do it all the time.
Okay. Anyway.
He was
Yeah,
saying.
just
Drinking problem.
Smash.
But yeah,
the good kind of drinking.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
The good kind.
But yeah, there's a character called the Sun
Okay.
in these episodes called the Mortis trilogy, where George Lucas was doing some weird, whacked out stuff with the Force.
Oh.
And then
Which he tends to do.
he does. He
He
does.
does.
And then am I missing one? Oh, Starkiller.
Starkiller.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Starkiller.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, that guy. The one that looks like me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But now two video games. You're like the lead. Force Unleashed.
Yeah, it's
Well,
it's
the
weird.
franchise, all the games, and then this other one, Days Gone.
Days Gone. Yeah. It's like Starkiller didn't shave for 2 months. And
It's
this is
just
what he was
him
on.
motorcycling
You know
around
what's
Earth.
funny about the Days Gone thing is it wasn't
have a
until
game here.
this came out that I'm like, dude,
Oh,
it's
my God.
almost the same cover.
You're
it's almost.
right.
I'm like, what the?
A lot of people in the background.
There you go.
The motorcycle, I guess. Yeah.
It's
Camera.
like there's
Oh, camera here,
zombie-like folks.
That's crazy.
It's similar.
It's similar, yeah, it
So they
does
ripped me
have-
off, and
came
well, I hope
first?
they paid you.
I guess
yeah,
so,
well,
yeah,
they
yeah.
did, but not for stealing my cover.
Not bad,
No.
though.
No, of course they didn't rip me off. But that was
Did you do mocap for this?
mocap the whole thing? It was
Okay.
basically an on-camera gig, but it was
Like acting.
Yeah.
But then they
Basically,
just-
you're on there. You're with the other actors. You're on a stage.
Okay.
And your movements, your face, and your voice is all being recorded at the same time. They have a camera on your face. You have the mocap suit on, and then you're being recorded. So it's all it's all the performance is right there. And I gotta say, they did a really good job of translating what my face was doing on the stage to the digital character.
Yeah,
I can kind of
put the two
recognize
together.
it. Yeah.
Like, do you have any footage of just
I
you?
do.
Oh.
Of
Is it out there in the internet?
It's not on the internet, but I do
should put
have.
it out.
I should. I have mocap footage. from the stage, and you can see if you put the scene next to it, you would see it's like exactly the same thing.
That's crazy.
So their facial
really good at that.
fidelity is really quite good, and so yeah, that, and then there was something like 12,000 lines of dialogue that I had to record in the studio.
Holy cow!
For the in-game
That's
stuff.
more than any TV show, I guess, in
It's
an
more
episode.
than anyone should have to talk ever.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you do like 4 seasons of a show, it technically leads up to that many lines. Over time.
I'm gonna count how many lines I had in Being Human.
Okay.
I'm gonna count. But you know what's funny that you say that, because it's like we shot that for 4 years, and it was almost like we did like a whole. I think there's like 5 or 6 hours of cinematics, and then however many hours of gameplay, and it's almost like you shot a season of television or 2 seasons of television, but no one saw it for 4 years.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's 5 to 6 hours. Basically, it's like 6 movies.
Basically, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is insane.
It was insane. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts.
That's crazy. And how does the experience compare to just regular on camera? Are there challenges or things you wouldn't expect that are like hard to?
I'll tell you what I love about the mocap thing.
Yeah.
Is that on camera, if you and I are doing a scene, I'll be like, well, the difference about on camera is that you have to be very, okay, let's take it again. Well, the difference about on camera is that, no, Sam, you did your chin thing before you grabbed that. Oh, okay, action. Well, the difference about on camera, you have to pick this up at the same line and do this at the same moment, and you have to match every little movement so that when they cut to a different angle, it all matches. When it comes to mocap, they just want one take that works, and they'll put the cameras in later.
Right.
So,
and they can make any changes post anyways.
So,
so if you did this thing,
take
or
for
whatever,
take, you didn't have to worry about matching anything.
Got it.
And then the other thing is that John Garvin, the writer and director of the game, was very much like, hey, listen, if something comes out of your mouth and it's not quite as written, it's fine. Just make sure that the meaning is the same.
Yeah.
But if it's
that's
a little
always
bit
nice.
Yeah, so there was a lot of freedom, and I think that's why the performances seem like a little bit unpredictable in the game, because I mean the characters seem a little bit more real because we don't know what we're going to do.
Right.
You know, I don't know that I'm going to, because you know the whole challenge on set when you're shooting something is, how do I pick this up and look at it while I'm saying the lines and make this seem like it's the first time I did it? But I've done it now 15 times, right?
Yeah.
And I do it, and I'm gonna, you know, and it's like
that is the challenge.
That's the challenge. How do you make it really seem fresh and surprising that you reached
and not
for
like
this
you're
to look
just
at that?
robotically repeating the
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So, but with that, you didn't have to worry about that. You're
That's
just like,
nice.
I'll pick it up
makes
or I
for
won't.
better performance.
Yeah.
It's almost like video games are way cooler.
It's weird.
I agree.
It's so weird.
I agree. Kyle agrees.
Sorry, I've just been fascinated. I'm like listening
Isn't it
and being
interesting?
quiet. Yeah.
It is interesting.
Say more stuff,
It is
please.
really interesting.
I totally.
Star Wars voice have I always wanted to do but haven't yet?
Ooh, that is a good question.
What a good question, Colin,
I'll
who's
do it
totally
right now.
not in the room.
I'll do it. I'll do it right now. It's going to be my audition right here.
Okay, here
All
it
right.
goes.
Okay, you ready? Here we go. Wicket, guys.
That was good.
Come on, it's
Cut
all right.
it,
That was
bring
good.
it to tape. Let's bring it to
yeah.
John Favreau will watch it and he'll be like, we're casting
We got to
him.
get Wicket
Done.
in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, totally.
Let's
Oh, man.
retcon Wicket. He's going to be a Jedi now.
That's right. Favorite ending in Force Unleashed?
Ooh, that is a good question.
I liked the Emperor's lines in the dark ending of Force Unleashed, where he just kind of reads you the riot act and then has you tortured, basically. You know, that's the end of the game. He says, like, you could have been so great, now look at you. It's like Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno in Pumping Iron. Like, Lou, look at you. You're such a, you will never get there. No matter what you do, it's never going to happen for
Never
you.
gonna happen.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But me, on the other hand, 6 times Mr. Olympia. Yeah. That's what the Emperor does in the dark ending of Force Unleashed.
And that is the best ending.
I love a
hands
good
down.
Arnold impersonation.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he does
Yeah.
another Arnold
Do it.
impersonation.
Come on, do it.
Yeah, come on, do it.
That's right.
Do it, kill me now.
Tell me now, do it.
on, yeah,
I'm
what do you
here,
mean?
do it, kill me.
I'm right here. Come
I'm
on,
here,
kill
do it
me.
now.
I can't, like, and the thing is, when I start, I can't stop.
No,
Well,
why
no,
should you?
Now it's
And-
just going to
but-
be, we have 30 minutes left on the show, so let's just
specifically,
do it for 30
specifically
minutes.
the yeah,
That's right.
yeah, rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Baby baggy bumpers.
Okay, okay.
Steal these kids' lunches.
good.
Yeah, come on, do it.
Oh my God, Arnold impression as Baby Yoda.
Oh, geez.
Snack time,
That's-
good
how
one.
is- Yeah.
Days
No,
Gone
I
is the
can't
best
do
game
it.
I've played, and I've been gaming for 23
Wow.
years.
Yes, yes.
That
Hell
is
of
a
a-
real compliment.
Happy about that.
We need more compliments compliments for Kyle, though.
Yeah. But before you came in, I was like, I don't know how I feel about having someone more handsome than me on the show. So I needed the compliments in the comments.
He's like, feed me those compliments.
I need compliments. Someone say something nice. Kyle's my hero. Perfect. Thank you, Onyx.
This is
I appreciate
so
it.
cute.
There it
Thank
is.
you, Onyx.
Off the awkward subject, too, though, what are you playing right now?
Oh, I did want to ask that question. That is part of my questions I wrote right here.
You're beautiful, Kyle.
Oh,
Thank you.
God.
Aw.
Well, I feel like I was
anything?
playing something. What was I playing?
You do Twitch streaming, right?
I do. We've been on Twitch. We've been playing this game called Temple of Elemental Evil, which is an older D&D game.
Yeah.
That's
And it's
old.
punishing. If you put it on Iron Man mode, where if you die, it erases your save game. It's punishingly difficult.
Why would you do that to yourself?
hardcore mode.
It's like, why do people stay in abusive relationships?
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
That is
Because the pain feels great.
the pain feels
Well, it's
great.
just, it's one of those things. It's like,
I think it's a lot deeper than that.
you know, like the game is so good to me when it wants to be. And it's so good. And then sometimes things get bad, and but we work it out, and then we go back.
And then it's wonderful again.
But they do it because they care. The game wants me to get better.
The game is
Yeah.
like, it's like being hard on me for my own good.
Yeah. Wow, you guys really understand abusive relationships.
I think this
Yes,
is like some
we
sort
do.
of open therapy.
This could be our therapy session for the day.
Was that Phantom Cam? I just saw
I think
Phantom
I saw
Cam.
Phantom Cam for a split
I love
second.
it. Anyway,
There
sorry.
it is.
What are these?
Yeah, there is a huge bromance happening right now between Sam and Kyle.
I like Sam.
We apologize.
Bouncing is correct. No,
I'm
it's
not
great.
apologizing
it's
for
wonderful.
shit.
That's right, it's not doing it.
Yeah, come on, dude.
That's right.
Sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so something about games?
Yeah. Oh, did you play Battle? Oh man.
I don't play a lot of hardcore. I do want to try some hardcore Minecraft though, which would be like Iron Man style game where when you die it erases everything. Yeah.
Minecraft's too good a game to do that to yourself.
Minecraft is so
It's
good.
too sweet of a game.
No, it can be pretty punishing.
I know, but I mean, not to erase everything though. That's a little brutal.
I do want to try the hardcore because it's like you can die like you just fall into lava and you're
Is there
done.
really an Iron Man mode?
The hardcore. Yeah,
Hardcore
they just
mode.
call it hardcore, and it erases your whole. You just start over from zero.
What a dick move.
It is a dick move because you can die like you can just be mining a wall and a creeper comes up behind you, blow you up, and you're
I
done.
believe the D word is the swear word. Shane? Perhaps.
Son
I'm
of a-
derailing this.
Please,
You
damn it.
owe the money.
but they don't.
Fox is so poor.
Yeah, but
Hey,
look,
we actually got. Did we get a swear from any other guest?
Fox
in the
needs
past?
money.
I don't
the
know.
cupboard
we
is
did.
bare.
Come on, do it.
Wait,
Dude.
wait, I'll give
I
you
got to get my
My
kid
Harley
the toy.
Quinn.
Here's my Jojo Rabbit Arclight ticket.
Oh,
perfect,
perfect. Oh, you saw it.
Yeah, it was
what
great.
Did you think?
It's
good?
from. It was great.
What is your movie? It was great. I can't do it.
That's
I can't.
right.
No, do it.
I'm
Give
not
us your
even
best.
Do it.
Give us your best.
Come on.
Get down.
Yeah!
Get down.
Yeah, we did it. Come on, bitch.
Really not that good, guys. Please don't make me do that again. What did you think of Jojo Rabbit? Did
Loved
you
it.
like Yeah.
Loved it.
Okay. Any favorite movies from 2019?
You
Top
know,
movies.
You know
favorite
what's-
movies. of
I
all
don't
time.
know if this is on my top movies. I really don't know. I saw Joker the other day.
Oh, I haven't
we
seen it
haven't
yet.
seen it yet.
I knew it was going to be dark.
Is it that dark?
Way
I didn't
darker.
think it was going to be that dark.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm
Pretty
gonna see
dark.
it hopefully soon.
Yeah.
So that was your movie of the year, 2019.
No.
Maybe not.
I mean,
It's
because
really
I'm
dark.
still unpacking what I feel about that. I know that Joaquin Phoenix was fantastic.
Yeah.
That I can say with
Deserving
certainty.
of all the praise.
But in
for
terms
sure.
of the movie in general, I'm like, I don't know.
Don't know.
We
It's a tough one.
gotta watch that.
We do. We do. We have a long list. We have to watch Parasite, 1917. Bunch of other movies.
The years are just blurring into me when it comes to movies. Like I'm like, oh, my favorite movie of 2019 was Hereditary. Sure, that was 2018.
Probably not this
right?
year.
What was 2019? What did we see? We saw
I
so
don't know. We
much.
saw so many.
Oh, it might be. I don't know if it'd be my favorite, but I really liked Run and Hide or the one I was just talking about with Colin.
Hide and Seek?
Hide and Seek. The hide
Or
and
I
seek
don't
one.
know. Is it even called that?
I don't remember, but
Have we seen Cats yet?
Oh, no, but
I have
I'm-
not seen that.
I can't wait to get Jellicoe with that.
You're actually gonna watch it?
I'm going to get Jellicoe.
I'm
yeah.
not watching it.
I'm going in.
I will never.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
cannot.
I've heard too many things. I need to
I would
experiment.
not torture myself.
I feel like
that.
I need to just get hammered drunk and go see that movie.
Maybe if you
Yeah.
get hammered drunk.
Knives Out
Sure.
was pretty good.
Knives
Yeah,
Out was
Knives Out
good.
was amazing.
Knives
Such
Out
a
was
great
really
movie.
good. Anything that just has
Knives.
Captain America saying
Someone
eat
says
shit.
you have to
eat
watch
shit.
Cats, damn it.
Hey, by the way, this is apropos of absolutely nothing. I recently watched Prometheus and Alien Covenant back to back.
Oh, right.
And I've realized what the big difference is between those movies and, say, Alien and Aliens. In Alien and Aliens, all of those characters are like, they're being stalked by this horrible creature or horrible creatures, and everyone's doing their damnedest to survive. And in Prometheus and Alien Covenant, everyone is doing their damnedest to get themselves killed.
Yeah, just want to
really?
die,
Like,
right?
just die.
purposely die.
They're just idiots. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to do this. Oh, look, it's a weird snake thing. Hey, little snake thing.
I wonder what it smells like. Yeah,
It's so weird.
Making really just silly mistakes.
It's
that
infuriating.
Yeah, because you'd think they've seen movies, right? And they would know not to do these things,
They're like-
but they just do them anyway.
It's
Hear
an
that weird
alien
noise?
planet. I
Yeah.
should eat this.
Yeah.
Like, no. Even in my own life, I've learned not to go where things sound. If they're creepy and weird, I'm not going there.
You just send
I'm
me.
I'm like, Kyle, please.
There's a
save
noise
me.
downstairs. Go have fun.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's fine.
I'm
Someone's
okay.
got to.
If I die,
my
it'll be
God.
with honor.
So video games.
What about video games?
Well, I did want to touch on Days Gone, and I wanted to see if you'd be down to play it a little bit
Sure.
later.
Yeah.
So we want to do that, and also talk about how different your experience was working on Force Unleashed versus Days Gone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The technology's
Because
changed.
obviously you weren't mocapping for Unleashed.
We were,
Oh,
actually.
you were.
But
Okay.
it wasn't quite what it is these days.
So what's the difference? What's the change?
The technology's just gotten so much better.
Like, is it just you're not wearing as much? What's
Well-
the physicality of it?
In Force Unleashed, it was facial performance capture, so they were scanning that, and then they were videoing the body to be animated
Oh, okay.
later.
So you actually didn't have much on you while they were videoing?
I was
or-
wearing like a tank top and like had my face all dotted up.
Oh, the dots, yeah.
And
the classic dots.
the classic dots, but like, and they could only record one of us at a time, and the other actors would be behind the cameras. Whereas these days, Days Gone, we're all being recorded, all being shot, and you can get the face, and you get the body, you can get everything, get the,
Right.
you know. So it was quite different. It was a very different time. So
Yeah, it seems like there's even more footage now coming out of like Last of Us and other games like
Yeah.
that, where you just see the whole setup and it's there. Everything's being captured live in the moment,
Right.
and even being rendered in the moment.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's so interesting is, am I allowed to say this?
I don't know. Are you?
Am I in
We
trouble?
haven't yet talked about Star Wars the movie, so.
Right. Well, that wasn't where I was going to go, but it was something with related to Clone Wars in terms of the new season.
Don't get in trouble.
Or do, because it'll be great PR for us.
It doesn't. On some of the.
Let's get trending,
Well,
folks.
look. No, I'm going to say this.
Oh, yeah,
And then
that's
let,
Best
and then let,
decisions
Hear it.
made with that sentence.
let Dave
NDA
Filoni
alert.
fire me later. When I went to ILM simply because I wanted to watch Ray Park mocap Darth Maul, not because I wanted to. I just wanted to watch. I wanted to be there for it.
See the art.
Yeah, and what was so cool was they were shooting the mocap, and in the next room, editing the sequence.
Yeah.
It was shocking how fast they were
Crazy.
like, "Hey,
Wow.
want to see the sequence?" I'm like, "Well, we're just shooting it."
We
like,
just
want to
did
see
it. We're doing it now,
And
live.
they were like, "Here's what we shot this morning," and it was cut together into a very compelling sequence. I mean, it was like it
Whoa.
didn't look like it's going to look in
Of
the
course,
show,
yeah.
but the roughed-in characters and all that stuff. Oh, it was stunning how
Mind-blowing.
fast they could work.
Wow.
They're like, you want to see it? You're like, no, I won't be here next week. They're like, no, it's right now.
right here.
It's right here. Come
Yeah.
watch it. I
That's
couldn't imagine.
really crazy.
So I don't think me giving them a compliment like that is going to get me fired.
I
but
think
we'll
it'll
find
be a
out.
great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, the Clone Wars stuff is so cool. It's so cool that Dave and George planned out the end of this series a long time ago, like how it was going to go down.
Well, they're hardcore fans.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
George Lucas is
True.
George
Huge
Lucas.
fan.
I mean, George Lucas.
a huge
I
fan
meant
of his own work.
Dave
No, but
the
just
other-
talk about the guy,
I
the
meant the
people
other
working
guy.
on the.
You're right,
I'm just
you're right.
messing with it.
Yeah.
My brain, guys, still
But
working out those.
I do love the idea of George Lucas being like, I'm just such a huge fan of my own. And
That was some of my best work.
sometimes I just sit around and give myself my autograph.
He's just signing stuff. Oh, thanks, George. Oh, thanks, George.
thanks so
Yeah, I'm gonna sell that. Like he even needs the money.
Oh, look at this. There's American Graffiti and THX, and I've got to sign all these posters for myself. Okay. Best wishes.
To George.
so
Thanks,
good.
George.
He doesn't really sound like that. That's my overblown version of George.
It's
I don't
a
even know what he sounds
wonderful
like,
impression.
The thing with that guy is he's so creative, and he took so many risks. I mean, people don't really think about the idea that the Star Wars movies aside from the first movie that was made by Fox.
Thanks, Fox.
Thanks, Fox, because
Thanks,
we're on the
Fox.
Fox lot right
We
now.
are on the
Papa
Fox lot
Fox,
right now,
where we are.
where the magic happens.
That movie was a Fox movie. All the other movies were independent movies that he funded himself. That's insane.
That is
That's
insane. What he
crazy.
was able to
Crazy.
do. Yes.
That's crazy. And the Clone Wars being an independent animated show that he's like, just, now Darth Maul's a spider guy, deal with it. What? We're doing what? Now we're going to learn about the Force priestesses and the Night Sisters of Dathomir. And you're like, what is going on? What's
Yeah.
up? So he would just keep throwing out these really wonderful directives of some incredibly strange, interesting, new stuff that we'd never seen before. And we would go and do it. And so what I'm most excited about with the Clone Wars is I've always heard hints of how they wanted to finish the show, what that storyline was, and to be able to execute upon it. I mean, really, to read the script and go, "Oh, this is the best Clone Wars script. I don't believe this," and to see that, that there's some really new, unusual things that we're going to see in this. I'm trying not to get fired.
Oh boy.
But you know what it is? It's like
struggle.
when I think about how to, I really want the fans to like it for sure. But I really, really want George Lucas to like it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I want him to see it and go, yeah, that's the intent. That's what we wanted to do. So that's really
Well, if that's
why we're
not
doing it.
getting you hyped for the next episodes, I don't know what will get you hyped, because that is insane.
And if he doesn't like it, they're his ideas anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
Right.
George, you really fucked this up. Yeah, I did, George. Damn it. All right, I'll add $1. Jeez.
Yeah.
Plus
Well,
one.
no, because you were impersonating somebody, so it
Well,
doesn't
I'm just adding plus ones to my.
count. Okay, plus one.
Perfect. Done.
Perfect. Well, that's great. I'm
Yeah.
excited for those to come out.
super
When are they coming
excited.
out? Do we have any info on that? I didn't Google it.
I don't know exactly. I know that there was a date that came out that wasn't accurate for like next month, but they haven't announced it. So it could be
Announced
next
it.
month, could be 3 months from now.
Just
I'm not
keep your
really
ears
sure.
peeled or eyes peeled.
But I think they're going to probably reveal the release date soon.
Okay. So it's
and-
actually perfect timing that you're on this show.
Yes.
Not planned, by the way.
Yeah. No. And
Okay, good.
and what's cool is if you're a fan of The Mandalorian, there are things that happen at the end of the show that are very important history for the characters in the Mandalorian show.
Oh.
They even bring it up on the show. There are certain lines of dialogue that I'm like, oh, I'm like the only guy that knows what they're talking about.
Yes.
Okay, so it connects to.
Yeah, it does.
All right,
That's
cool.
cool.
And by the way, the funny thing about that was not created because of the Mandalorian. That was always how the story was going to end. It
Okay.
ends at a certain place with a certain event, and that was always how it was supposed to be. And it just happens to link up with what the Mandalorians have gone through.
Well, that's
So,
crazy. What do you think of the show? What do you
Love.
think of that one?
love the Mandalorian.
Yeah, Kyle's a huge fan.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Love it.
It was great.
Love it. It's interesting because it's like you're doing a show where the lead character, you never see the facial expressions, which
True.
is kind of powerful because it lets
Crazy
you.
to carry a whole show in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Baby Yoda character is where you focus all of the emotional reaction.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. It's like, you get no face here, all the face here.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
really an effective way, an interesting way of telling a story.
I feel
Yeah.
like when the character's faceless, you kind of you can project yourself onto
Yeah.
it a little more, and then
True.
then you become really invested in the cute creature, and he does right by the cute creature. So you're like, I would have done that.
That's
Yeah.
what I would have done.
Yeah, I would have given him the little toily bob from the
Toily
driver's
Bob,
seat.
aw.
I love that show.
So
Yeah.
cute. Oh, you should sing your Mandalorian song to them? What is this? Is this a thing? What?
I don't know if I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you finished Fallen Order? Have you played Fallen Order?
I have finished Fallen Order.
What did you think?
Really fun. Really,
yeah,
really
great
fun.
fun game.
Yeah, really surprising and fun, and yeah, I also loved going to all those Clone Wars planets and stuff. and
Yes,
seeing all
yeah.
It
that.
was a great game. I had
Yeah.
a really fun time. We did a couple, part 1 and 2 of those Let's Plays were pretty funny. Where I actually
You guys-
played the game.
Yeah?
It was really, really good. I mean, I think what they did so well is that they got you right into the story.
Yeah, they
right
did.
from the get-go.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate
And
games.
you cared about them.
I hate games that don't throw you right into it. I just
You know what's
I know,
funny?
like, let's just not waste time. Let's
Yeah.
just get into
You know,
this.
Days Gone is one of those games where if we had it to do over again, we would get you into the thick of the story faster.
Faster.
Really?
For that same reason. Yeah,
Okay.
because Days Gone is very slow burn until you get to a certain
Paced out,
point,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then the story takes off. But until you get to that point, you're like, what's going? You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
okay.
so
we
you're
might
either
play it at some point. On the show.
It's one of those things
we'll see where we're
where
at.
we had this whole. There was a whole theory that the beginning of the game was going to be about this very, very dark, very cynical, very mean bounty hunter, and we were going to sort of really weave that and create that at first, and let that sort of carry the beginning of the game until the story gets moving. And what we discovered is you can go too dark with these things.
Yeah.
Because so they ended up cutting out a lot of the darker, more contentious moments. And again, I know there are fans out there that would be like, no, man, keep the dark stuff. Be like, no, it was too dark.
Too dark.
It was
possible to
too
do
a
cynical.
smart call to
It was.
remove.
It
Okay,
was.
good.
And so it makes it so that getting into the story takes a little bit of time. But yeah.
But knowing that, once you're in it,
yeah,
it's really good.
yeah. Once the story takes off.
Unrelated, Galaxy's Edge, kind of related, I guess. You've been to it, is my guess. I know probably you were at their opening.
I built it.
You built it. You
yeah.
built it.
Yeah.
Laid all
What
the
did you
brick.
think?
I
What
thought
do
I
you
did a
think?
great
Did you
job.
build your Star
I signed my own autograph.
Good job, Sam. Thanks,
I was like,
Sam.
great work, best wishes.
To Sam.
And George
Love
Lucas
Sam.
was
Signed
like,
it.
high five.
Good
Yeah.
work.
Thanks.
Did you make a lightsaber there yet, or?
I
Yeah.
have.
What color
What
did
color
you
did you go?
choose?
Purple.
Ah,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's
Did you?
tempting.
Did you guys build?
I
Yeah.
did. I went green.
Yeah, you went green.
I went green. Green's
I went
my favorite
purple.
color.
Purple for me,
Purple.
my favorite color. So I went with that.
Yeah.
I thought about getting red, but I didn't want to be too edgy.
Right.
But I wanted to be special, so I went purple.
Doing
Purple's special.
Edging onto the dark side.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I would identify as a Sith, probably.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that they've introduced into the Disney Star Wars, which I think is an idea, I think Dave Filoni described this to me before it came up in comics, is that the lightsabers change color based on what you're doing with them. That if you have like I've got a blue or a green lightsaber, this is great. And as if you turn into a jerk like Darth Vader, and you do too many bad things,
Change.
the crystal will go, I give up, man, and just turn red.
Oh man.
Is that not a thing that's actually happening? Like I don't is that not?
Meaning it's not being portrayed in.
It's in comic books
But not
that
in
happens.
the movies.
I don't
I
believe
don't
it
see it
happens
in the
movies.
movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's way cooler than what's happening.
But and again, I think this is an idea that I can't say for certain, but I thought Dave told me about that idea a year or two before the Disney purchase.
So
That
it's
he had
like-
an idea about it or something like that. I don't know if that's a George thing or a Dave thing.
So it's like an
or if it's someone.
alignment. It's like your alignment. So if you're like murdering people, it gets darker.
the crystal starts getting damaged essentially.
So the dark sabers just really murdered a bunch of people.
I don't know what the story with the Darksaber is other than that's my sword. I want it back.
Kyber crystals.
I want it back.
What's the deal with the gold and yellow saber color? Yeah.
I did. Okay, so
Okay.
let's talk Star Wars movie briefly. You've seen the new
I have.
Star Wars.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
think?
Ooh.
Or rather, yeah, maybe you can explain that question. Answer that question.
The-
I don't.
the
Actually,
gold
I
saber-
was also wondering about that.
All I know about the gold or yellow sabers is that the Jedi Temple Guards have them, and there's a significance to them being Temple Guard lightsabers. And I guess as I understand it, it's the whole thing with the Temple Guards is that it's a rotational thing that Anakin would have done weekends as a Temple Guard, or you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
you rotate them out, and they wear masks so you don't know who's in there. The Grand Inquisitor from Star Wars Rebels was, like, I think captain of the Temple Guard or something like that. I don't know that for certain.
Hopefully that explains it.
Yeah. So, but in terms
But
of
in terms of the movie,
she is a Temple Guard. That's kind of
that's canon
that's
now.
canon,
Yeah,
guys.
she's
We've
protecting.
made it.
That just
We've
ma- we
We
explained.
explained it.
Temple Guard.
Just like that.
Weird relation, but I've always loved the idea of these like the King's Guard and the Temple Guard of all
Yeah.
just being like super badasses.
Yeah.
I love that. Game of Thrones has it where the King's Guard, every one of them was just the most
The
badass.
most amazing.
Oh, I love
yeah.
it. Were you
fighter.
into Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
read the books and stuff like that?
No, never
okay,
read the
just
books.
the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Barristan Selmy. Oh, it was just he's so cool. That's all I had to say. I just love Barristan Selmy. It's just
And you just nerded out over. Actually, let's talk about your book,
the
D&D. Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
So you wrote this with a couple of other people.
It was all
awesome
me.
people.
It was all me. They
Or
just
was
got
all
credit.
you? Oh, okay.
No,
you got
it
credit.
wasn't all me. It was very much not all me.
What made you want to do this?
Well,
Dungeons
you
and
know what it
Dragons?
was we were going to make, it was me and my brother, Michael Whitwer, Kyle Newman, director.
You guys are huge fans of tabletop RPGs.
Yeah, and John Peterson, who's like super D&D historian, and we were going to make an art book.
Okay.
We were like, hey, you know, no one's ever really done a really great D&D art book that showed concept art, that showed like...
And how did you guys acquire, like, go about making this?
Well, we were thinking, if we make this art book, then we're going to have to search across the globe for what happened to all these pieces of art before Wizards of the Coast got their hands on the license in the archives, right? So everything like before 19... Boy, I used to know all these dates when we were doing press for this. Everything before like 1998 or something like that is kind of lost.
Oh.
And everything afterward is in archives.
Okay.
So, and when we were talking about what art we wanted to have in the book, oftentimes what happened was the art that we thought was important, like for example, what he's looking at right now, the art that we thought was important, like these primitive pieces of art here, we wanted to include that. And we're like, yeah, but that art is not as pretty as, say, that art or some of the color stuff that happens later.
Right.
And so when we were talking about why
So cool.
it was important to have very primitive, older art in the book, we realized what we really wanted to do was not make an art book, but make a history book.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're like, well, we want to explain why that art is foundational, or why this is important, or why this...
How this contributed to the overall story. Or
why
like
this
what
piece
ended
of
up
art,
being...
yeah, like this 14-year-old kid made a concept piece that would, you know, of this weird tentacled creature that would then grow into what is called the Beholder in Dungeons and Dragons. It's like we wanted to see that. So we realized, okay, the most important art is not always the prettiest art.
Right.
So now we are in fact making a visual history book, a history book that tells the whole history of how this game came to be.
Oh, that's amazing.
From the early 70s all the way to modern day. So lots of pretty stuff in there, and lots of stuff that you can't find anywhere else because, well, we know because it was really, really hard to find. John Peterson's like our Indiana Jones for D&D, and he had to raid many tombs. And there,
Raided
for example,
all the tombs.
there was this one piece,
Yeah.
the cover. Let me find
Yeah,
it.
see if
here.
you can find it.
There's this one piece in particular that we had found all of the original hardcover
Art
for the you know, for like the Dungeon Master's Guide. There were like 3 original books, right?
Okay.
And we found the original paintings and scanned them
Oh, wow.
of things like the original Monster Manual, which is like this.
Oh,
Here, let's
there
see
you
if I
go.
can- there we go.
Yep.
That's the original cover of the Monster Manual.
cow.
But we were missing the player's handbook. And we couldn't find it, and we thought we found some places where we thought it laid to
existed.
rest, and it didn't exist there.
Oh.
And then literally we were locked for content, we were moving on, we were doing editorial passes, and some billionaire from across the globe was like, hey, we heard you guys are doing a really cool project. I'd love to send you some scans of some pieces in my possession and stuff. And
it was this.
it was the
And then you had
original
found it finally.
Player's
Oh,
Handbook.
look at that. And that is the cover. It's not the cover.
Well, but this is the cover of like one
The
of the
cover
most
of the other one,
famous
yeah, yeah.
D&D books ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lots of
Oh, it is on
lots
the
of
back,
luck.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
there
is.
it is.
Yeah, there it is.
That's where I remember seeing it.
Lots of luck, lots of searching, lots of
Lovely.
fighting.
I can't believe.
Such a good book.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
I love this stuff. I have a World of Warcraft art book and like a lore
I think
book.
we get to keep this one.
Yeah, yeah.
We do,
geez, I was
so
like,
there you
I did
go.
not be able to keep it.
Yay! Kyle's the happiest person right
League of
now.
Legends one, so this is perfect for us.
Yeah.
I can't believe back in the day they were like, this is causing kids to join Satanism.
Well, you just
my
looked at a
God.
devil when you said that. You're like, I
Yeah.
can't believe, and then you're like looking
But
at
I
the picture
kind
of
of
Satan.
understand.
Where would they-
Wait, hold on. Find that picture. Hold on, that was perfect. It was like,
Devilly looking
dude,
creature
the
ever.
hand of Satan reached out to make that ironic.
Yeah.
What you said.
Come on,
the-
Kyle.
This is
Satan
like
was listening.
Satan's
and
like,
he heard
oh
your
yeah,
call. He
yeah,
was
no
like,
Satan,
oh.
huh?
Can't you believe it? There, wasn't that it?
Oh no,
Here.
there you go.
He's like, man, it's just so weird that like parents were so worried about like Satan worship. It's so weird.
Where would they
God,
have
I
got
mean,
that from?
where would they have possibly?
How could they have possibly?
Oh my
decided
God,
that was gonna
guys,
be-
just so like relax with your Satan, all right? You know, like. So that was great. I'm just saying, like
Yeah,
that,
definitely
that happened on set. I
good
wanted to
stuff.
let you guys know
Oh my God.
that. Yeah.
Look, just let me enjoy the book, okay?
I remember.
Oh
so
my God, even look at this guy.
you know what's so funny is when I was home for Christmas and New Year's, like I was walking around neighborhoods that we would ride bikes and stuff like that, and there
Yeah.
was not one but 2 bridges that I crossed when I was walking around my old neighborhoods. And these bridges were supposed to be where like kids hung out underneath those bridges and played D&D and killed themselves.
Oh, geez.
But like, if there was a bridge, some kids apparently killed themselves underneath playing D&D.
Oh my God.
Like my hometown was riddled with them.
Why?
Yeah, I did, but no one did. It was
just
all
random lore.
fake.
It's just
It's
a
all
myth.
fake.
That's a big myth.
Jeez.
Oh, that's hilarious. But also, what a great thing. Thank you so much for bringing it in.
Yeah, no problem.
And for making that.
I got really excited when
Just 'cause
and
you guys
then the
were
Dark
fans,
Sun
right?
stuff, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Dark Sun. Yeah.
I can't believe it. Yeah, what a
Look at the
weird.
art.
It's like one of those things that, like, from my childhood, I've just been like thinking about, like, did I imagine that book series? Did that actually exist? And here it is.
Yeah,
There it
this he opened this at the start of the show.
Yeah.
Beforehand and was like, "What? I didn't know this was part of D&D."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's something that he
Didn't know the Dark Sun
had a
series
big
was part of it,
significance
yeah.
in his childhood.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's great. It's great. Is there anything else in the works that you can tease or talk about, or that I don't know you want to share? Yeah,
The
WITWER
WITWER
verse.
verse? That's pretty good.
That's a really good way. Dang.
WITWER
You might
verse.
have to copyright that.
Right. I think in terms
Twitch
of all
streaming? More
Twitch streaming.
How
Continue
often
to
do
Twitch
you do
stream.
that?
Randomly, like whenever we feel like it, basically.
Okay.
I don't really plan it out, which is
Got
why
it.
I'm terrible at it. But like we do it.
That's a full-time job, Twitch streaming. To make money on it. My God.
Yes, it is. Yeah, if you want to do that, make money at it, it's got more time,
lot
more
of
time
time
investment than I can
commitment,
do.
yeah.
It's crazy. But,
But anything in the world, perhaps in the future. I mean, I guess
yeah,
more
I don't
Supergirl.
think there's Clone Wars.
Is your canon
I think
now?
that's all I can talk about.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's because the thing is, whenever you get a job, the job is either going to happen or it's not.
Right.
So there's that. So you don't want to talk about it because you're like, I'm going to do this, and then it doesn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
Or there's also the whole, I'm going to do this, and they're like, well, we want to fire you now because we wanted to say that.
Oh man.
So like it's one of those things where you can never announce
that,
anything.
like,
yeah.
okay.
But Clone Wars, it's pretty much well established that I'm in that, so I don't think I'm going to get in trouble. So. Yeah.
Has Star Wars always meant something to you before even working on Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like my favorite
So do you think
thing.
like your gaming, your Star Wars, like everything that you were a fan of growing up, just like you manifested that? Like how did you come to do everything you've always
That's
been into?
funny enough.
You know? Next thing you know, you're in the next D&D
You know what it?
movie. I don't
Well,
know.
you know what it is? It is in fact the power of Satan. If
Good.
Oh, wonderful response.
if you pledge yourself and sign the devil's book, then
Things will come true
Great
that
things
you
happen.
wanted.
No, but it is funny that the things that I used to do in high school, when I was supposed to be doing homework and studying and stuff, those things, playing D&D, recording music, being super into Star Wars, and doing plays and stuff, are the things that I've been doing for a living for 20 years. So it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
Do you think it's like having to do with just your manifestation of it?
I
Like,
don't-
is there something that you like? Did you seek that stuff? Did you?
I don't know.
Maybe you just let it be known, and that's why it came to you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, like the Star Wars stuff, I probably did it better than I normally would have, just because I knew it well enough. Like
yeah.
like the Force Unleashed audition. I remember there was a scene where the Star Killer's like meditating and like assembling a lightsaber with the powers of his mind, right?
Right.
And so he's meditating, and I was playing it really tense, like instead of like meditating, he was just white knuckling it and super tense. And the director goes, "Hey, why are you doing it like that? The script says he's meditating."
You're not peaceful right now.
And
What's going on?
he's Sith trained. He doesn't know how to meditate. He's never learned that skill. He doesn't. He has a very vague idea of how you do this right. And I remember watching a bunch of heads kind of turn to each other and
be
go,
like, "What?
Wait, what? What is it?"
Looks like he knows the story more than we do."
Well, and so that he said that was the moment I got hired.
And
well,
that's
that's
what it
dope.
is.
And I
That's
think
really good.
for
That's good.
for Dave Filoni, and I'm not gonna. Do I sell him down the river here? Let me see.
I don't know.
Do it.
There was, on my first day on Clone Wars, I was all nervous because Ashley Eckstein, her character's dialed in, Ahsoka Tano, and Anakin Skywalker, Matt Lanter, knows how to do it, and James Arnold Taylor knows how to do Obi-Wan. The only guy that didn't know what he was doing was me.
Oh.
And if you watch Clone Wars, the character is called the Son, but as it was explained to me, he was supposed to be the dark side of the Force. And they're in this weird, non-literal dream world, and there's a character that keeps talking to them, and he's supposed to be the manifestation of the dark side. So I was super nervous, and then there's this scene that Matt Lanter plays with his mother, Shmi Skywalker, and he says, I have a wife, I want you to meet her. To his dead mother who has appeared to him in an apparition. And they did this really wonderful read, and it was beautiful, and it was really sad. And then afterward, Dave Filoni's like, all right, we're moving on. And I'm like, and I raise my hand like a nervous school kid, and I'm like, we can't move on. And he's like, okay, new kid, why? And I'm like, well, because Shmi Skywalker already met Padme in Phantom Menace. And immediately everyone's like, and I see Dave Filoni go,
God.
and I'm just like, he's just like, because Dave, who knows it better than anyone, it was just a detail that slipped, and it was a detail that they would have caught later. They absolutely would have caught it.
Right.
But I was the one that caught it in that moment, and I just see him going like this, like shaking his head, and everyone,
right.
I'm seeing in the vocal booth, everyone's just like has shocked looks on their face, and then I look over at Ashley Eckstein, and she's like, I've never ever seen anyone out-geek Dave Filoni before. and I think that's when he decided he was going to work with me again.
Yeah, he's like,
okay,
I need to keep this guy close by.
Maybe he'll be Darth Maul.
Yeah.
And what's funny was it was like after we did The Son of Mortis, which was a very fun character to do. I mean, I was like, because he helped me out. I was like, I'm playing the dark side of the Force. And I was like, I was fresh off of Starkiller, and I remember saying to Dave, I'm like, are we concerned that this character sounds too much like Starkiller?
Oh, yeah.
And Dave Filoni, being the ultimate Sith mastermind, just lies, right? Because he's sensing that his actor is losing confidence, so he's got to say something to give him confidence, because he's got to do a good job. So he's like, yeah, dude, you know what? Don't worry about if he sounds like Starkiller, because you're playing the dark side of the Force, and Starkiller had a connection to the dark side of the Force, so it's okay if you hear Starkiller's voice in your character. And I was like, huh.
Great.
And so then I go home, and then I didn't have that much dialogue in the first episode. The second episode I had tons. Third episode I had tons. So then in the time before the second episode, I go off thinking about that lie he told me, knowing full well he lied to me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's a great idea. Wait, if you can hear Starkiller's voice in this character's voice, because this guy's the dark side, then you should hear Palpatine's voice, you should hear Vader's, Count Dooku, Darth Maul, all of the villains. You should have moments where he dips into those voices. And so I came back the next time, and we were doing all this dialogue, and I started doing that, and Dave Filoni, he goes, wait a second. I think I know what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. Should I do it less? He's like, no. Do it more. Go for it.
This is good.
This is the time. This is the time.
Good.
Crank it up.
Because
Oh
he's
my
like,
God.
he was always like, we're all about not referencing the movies because we're trying to go in new directions. But this particular thing where you're the dark side of the Force, he's like, this is the time to reference all of those events because time is mixed up here and there's all this weird stuff going on. And so
then you see the new Star Wars movie, and it's the same thing.
it's exactly the same thing.
It got brought back.
That's right.
You
That's
started
right.
that.
snap.
Is that me? Did I do that?
Maybe you started that.
I did it.
Yeah.
Cash it
There you
in.
go.
That's right.
Cash
I'm
it
gonna-
in.
I'm
Cash
gonna
it in.
Pop my hoodie.
Or
Pop the
a
collar.
hoodie or collar.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
What a great ending. What a great story to tell for the end of our show.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it. You've done your job.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Also, some great compliments in chat right now. Being Human was awesome. I want another Force Unleashed. Please make it happen, Sam.
That's very nice.
Who won the console? We're going to find that soon. We're going to find that out soon, guys.
You guys are giving away a console?
TBD.
Caffeine.
Ooh.
Yeah, we gave away 2 consoles, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, we did it big this year for the holidays. But guys, that's it for our show today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and of course for everyone on the crew. Like Kyle getting super into
I'm
Dungeon
super
right
into this now.
He's probably just not gonna. I'm definitely gonna be driving home tonight. He's gonna be reading that thing forever. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Sam, thank you again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be back next week with another awesome guest, so stay tuned for that, and have yourselves a great evening. And
It's Friday!
Go watch Star Wars if you haven't yet.
I just
Go
got
see Star Wars.
I just realized it was Friday. It's Friday.
It is Friday. It's
Go
freaking Friday.
take your
All right,
pants
guys.
off.
Yeah, go take your pants off. We'll see you next week. What? It was Kyle's joke.